Hey guys, I'm back. Today, it's been a while, but that's aside the point. Today I'm doing a review slash comparison between the B4.2, B5M, and B6, all from Team Associated. The topics will be performance, durability, success, and probably value that you get in the box, or I may not do that one. I won't do that one because I don't remember how much that cost. Well, yeah, I don't remember how much it cost whenever we got it. I do know that these two have very good value. Probably this a little bit more, the B6 probably a little bit more than the B5M, but that's pretty much all I'll cover on that. Performance, I'll get B6 and B5M out of the way. We'll start with the B4.2, sorry. Now, as you can see, it's still the rear motor car. It's not the C4.2, which is the mid-motor conversion from X Factory. But it was the RTR car. You can see 10mm shocks front and back. Aluminum hexes all the way around. A couple of different things like ball cup, steering rack, front hinge pin brace. And that stuff's been hopped up. But aside from that, this is pretty much a bone stock buggy. As you can see, there's no electronics in it. It's in the put it away and don't really mess with it until later phase. So it's been kind of a shelf queen. This was my first buggy. Probably the most successful platform Team Associated has ever released, which is the B4.2, B4.1, and B4. Aside from like the gold pan and stuff like that, which all of these cars originated from the gold pan because they're all in the same line, but you can kind of see that it's a very basic chassis layout. Just battery down the middle, servo goes here, either receiver here or here, and either speed controller here or here, and then your motor's obviously back here. Now with the B4.2, I don't think anybody offered or offers a front wing, which that's very popular now. But the performance, I basically got this right before the B5M came out, which I wasn't mad because it was my first buggy and I didn't want to spend a whole lot of money on a B5M at that point because I didn't know if I was going to like buggy. This was actually my dad's race car while he was racing, and once he gave it to me, I think he got a short course and then he kind of forgot about it because his reflexes aren't that great. But performance, it was very good, very competitive, even with the B5Ms and RB6s and 22s out there on the track with me at the same time. I was running mod and 17.5 with this. Not at the same time, obviously, but I did run a Viper 8.5 in this, and then a Viper 17.5 while Viper was still around. And some of those guys that I was racing with were pretty fast drivers. I mean, for Southwest Missouri, which isn't saying a whole lot, but like I was racing with Braxton Coley's dad and a couple of other faster guys in the area. 17.5, very good car. I did very good with this until I got my B5M, which is out of shot right now. But as you can see, I ran the heck out of this car. Just some normal chassis scuffs. I never got around to getting a chassis protector because I knew that I wasn't gonna really make this my primary car for very long. But that's also aside the point. The Durability, I don't think I ever broke a part on this aside from a couple of ball cups. I may have snapped off an arm and I had the motor move a couple times, but that's because I didn't tighten it down quite tight enough. So yeah, no issues with this car at all. Very good platform. I really enjoyed driving it. I don't think I'll ever race it again. I think I'll keep it and maybe end up selling it. I don't know. But that's pretty much it for this car. So I'll get it out of the way and grab the B5M. Now, as you can see, and here, there's still electronics in it. There's a motor, speed controller, battery, whatever, servo, and transponder. This is actually my mom's race car right now. It has my name on it, but we're kind of working on getting a body painted and stuff. So, yeah, in my opinion, this is also one of the best cars that has been released. I mean, not really in terms of success, but it won a couple of huge races like the Nats and Cactus Classic and stuff like that. And I'm pretty sure this was the last car Ryan Mayfield helped design and test and all that stuff with Team Associated at the time of this filming. But with the value in the box, it's not super great. Like, we usually get stuff like the aluminum front hinge pin bracket and a couple of other things I got because I really wanted them and actually needed them. The ball stud mount back here, right there where the ball stud's screwing into, I had issues with breaking a couple of those. The aluminum C&D blocks for the hinge pin brackets back here, holding the back A-arms on, and as well as, I think you guys could see it, the aluminum hubs. Not sure how well you can see that, but I have the aluminum hubs in here from Team Associated. And this is the J Concepts S2 body, not the lightweight one. And then that's the finisher wing because they're pretty tough. A couple of things I upgraded but didn't really need to. Turnbuckles, never bent one of those, but I upgraded them anyway. Shock bodies to the Kashima ones. I did basically a whole titanium screw kit in this car. Milled out motor plate from Team Associated whenever I did the 3-gear transmission swap, as well as the Plan B RC carbon fiber front shock tower. I recommend that shock tower. Super tough, will not break ever, and it's got a lot of tuning options. So if I can get the body off one-handed, I'll show you the chassis, which it looks like I might be able to. Maybe. I used a lot of Velcro on that body apparently. As you can see, the chassis layout is way different than the B4.2. It's obviously a mid-motor buggy, which means the motor is in front of the rear axle. For those who don't know, if you're new to the hobby or whatever. It's got a Venom 4100 milliamp 65C shorty pack in it, regular size. Turnigy Trackstar 120 amp V2 speed controller, pretty good and affordable. Turnigy Trackstar Gen 2 17.5 brushless censored motor. The Savox 1258 or 1257 TG servo, I don't remember. And then a Sanwa RX 461 receiver tucked away under that ball of wires. Performance, I ran this also in mod and 17.5. Very, very, very good. For my first mid-motor car was this. So this was my whole learning curve basically with a buggy. I mean, I got the basics with the B4.2, but this really helped me like learn and figure out how to set up a buggy and stuff like that. I was pretty good with this car too. I mean, I won a couple of bigger races at my local track before they closed and we switched over to carpet and in the new building, which you guys have already seen videos in the new building. But I did run this on carpet quite a bit, probably more on carpet than I did on dirt. I ran this car at Venom Jam. You guys have already seen the videos of that. Not with that body, but with the other one, which I don't have over here. Very easy car to drive, very easy car to set up. It's very fun to drive. If whenever you get the right setup and you just see it kind of like I don't know how to describe it. It just kind of plants whenever you land the jumps. It doesn't like pop up or get squirrely in the back end or whatever. It just like as my mom describes, it looks like it lands on pillows if your car is set up exactly right. Even on carpet, which carpet's not super forgiving. If the setup's right, like your shock oils are right and your springs are right, then like the pistons don't really matter that much. But if your shock package overall is very good or close to like the faster guys at your track, then it just like it lands like a dream, which I'll actually elaborate a little bit more with the B6 because that's even better. But the durability with this car, I have had a couple of issues with it. As I said, the rear ball stud mount, I broke a couple of those. I broke a rear arm, but that's because I got hit basically head on. Like the car came in at an angle like this, going the wrong way on the track and just snapped an arm off. I broke a front chassis plate. Well, I didn't do it. Again, someone going backwards on the track while racing was going. And it was a front straightaway too, so, and that was during a race, but, you guys didn't see that, because that was at the Venom Jam after the 13.5 race, which I wasn't happy about, because I felt like I could have done a lot better, but that's also beside the point. So, a couple of hop-ups, like I said, front hinge pin brace, shock tower, aluminum steering rack, again, aluminum C&D blocks back there, aluminum ball stud mount, Kushima shocks that are the really nice ones, and 3-gear transmission. I don't remember how much this was whenever I bought it or got it or whatever, but the value was pretty good, not as good as the B6, and I don't know about the B4.2 kit, but the value wasn't super great because there was just a lot of plastic, like the hexes and the front axles weren't ideal in my opinion, which ironically are the same axles pretty much that are on the B6, but I did swap these out for the clamping hex ones, basically like the same ones that are on the B4.2. Just didn't really change the driving characteristics at all. But yeah, it's a good car, pretty successful. By pretty successful, I mean really successful. Anyway, I think that's it. Oh yeah, a lot of guys at my local track run this car. They either have this or a B6. And it's like, there's so many, like, the setups for this car are basically the same from person to person, depending on what they want. Like, for example, I like way more steering in my cars, so you'll see me run the front ball stud a little bit higher on the inside than most people, and I don't really know why. It's just I like a lot of steering. But the only thing I don't like about this car for 17.5 racing is that at the Venom Jam I was like something like 1640 on the weight, which is really high considering minimum weight is either 1500 or 1499 depending on where you go. And the only way to get that down is by putting either a very milled out aluminum chassis on it or a carbon fiber conversion, which I didn't really feel like doing because chassis are expensive. But anyway, I think that'll do it for the Team Associated B5M. I'll get the body out of the way as well, and I'll pull my personal race car out. Once again, Team Associated B6. As you can see, I'm running a front wing on it and the stock rear wing because I haven't broken it yet, surprisingly. It's set up for carpet right now. Here in a couple of weeks, by a couple of weeks I mean probably closer to a month, I will be preparing this car for dirt and converting it to a ball diff and a new body, hopefully. The flat arms in the front, the flat arm shock tower, which, if you're wondering, yes, that is different. The flat arm tower is a little bit narrower, and I think it's a little bit taller. I'll just be changing out some stuff and putting some goodies on it. But right now, on this car, on carpet with the carpet tires, with a fully charged battery, no, with a dead battery, sorry. With a charged battery, I'm like, I don't remember. But with a dead battery, body on, tires, everything ready to go except for the battery being dead. Which, when you're weighing your car, always weigh it with a dead battery because dead batteries are lighter than charged batteries. So, just a tip there. With this car right now, as it sits, with a dead battery, everything else ready to go. It sits at 1500, depending on what scale you go to. The scale at the track says like 1494, but I'm pretty sure the batteries need replaced in that, which would explain why it's so low, whereas my personal scale says 1500 with a brand new battery. Performance, it's, in my opinion, the best two-wheel drive out there. I've driven a Kyosho, the RB6, not the 6.6. Obviously, I've driven the B5M, I've driven the 22 2.0, not the 3.0, because nobody at the track has a 3.0, and I'm not going to spend the money on a car that I might not run very much. In my opinion, which my opinion doesn't really matter, because I'm not like a team driver or whatever, but in my opinion, this car is the best one on the market. Because with what you get in the box, steel turnbuckles that are polished, so you're not as apt, well, I think that's the right word, you're not wanting to immediately upgrade them like you were on the B5M or the B4.2. The shocks have the piston that has a screw that holds it on from the top instead of the stupid little E-clips. I hated those, and they also broke a lot. I love the shocks. They're really good. I like that they include X-rings. They include the gold shock shafts, the carbon fiber front and rear shock towers. Same thing in the back, screw down pistons and X-rings and stuff. This is basically a bone stock B6 aside from a couple of things. This is actually included. The rear ball stud mount is included, the aluminum one. It has the new ball cups on it, has the new body obviously. And You can see it's got the laydown transmission because it's not got the big gear cover right here. I've actually changed the setup quite a bit from stock, but value is very good in my opinion for $310 for the kit. I don't think you can beat it. Hope if I could get this body off, but ta-da, and my antenna cap popped off. Anyway, so what I'm running in this, I'm running a Reedy Mach 3 17.5, not the 1S version, the 2S. Reedy Zapper 7.4 battery because the 7.6 ones are illegal, and 17.5, the 4400 milliamp one. RX 461 Sanwa receiver, Reedy Black Box 800Z ESC, and Savox 1258 TG servo, basically brand new. I do have the aluminum servo weight under it, which is 9 grams, but that's literally the only weight that I've added. Performance, very, very good on carpet. On my track, it's like a medium to low bite carpet. We run mini pins or foam tires. I run mini pin 2s because I don't like foams, and cut stagger low profile fronts usually. There's a couple of different brands like D-Boots and stuff that a couple of different people run, but mostly if you're going to run rubber tires at our track, you're going to want Schumachers or foams, and if you're going up there for maybe a race and you're racing one class, you'll probably want mini pins. Now, the bottom of the chassis, you can see it's a full aluminum plate. I don't have a chassis protector yet, but I will be ordering one soon from Boom RC Decals and Graphics, which is also Boom MX, which is motocross decals and stuff. But Boom RC is the main company, I guess. But back to this. The performance is very good on carpet. Corners like a champion. There's nothing that can match the corner speed of this car. I've not raced against a 22 3.0 with a laydown yet. I have raced with a Kyosho RB 6.6. Well, against it, not with. But there's nothing that can match the corner speed of this car on carpet. I've not raced against the Schumacher, or the, well, I did race against the X-Ray and the Yokomo. But in my opinion, you can't match this car on corner speed, especially like the higher speed corners where your car's really leaning over, like really tucked into the corner, and your wheels are like pretty much laid all the way over, and then it's leaning really far. There's we have a big sweeper, and then a small straight and a tabletop 90-degree corner, and you can't match this through that section on corner speed. Acceleration, very good because it's so light. For the Venom Jam or Off-Road Jam, I'm not sure what it's called this year. I will be getting the 25 gram C block for the back, so I don't have to add little lead weights right here. We'll be taking the 9 gram plate out most likely because the tires are heavier. I'm getting the lower front wing mount kit for up here to mount the front wing down here instead of up here. Just a couple of different things. The body, in my opinion, one of the best bodies, well, one of the best stock bodies out there. Whenever I get a body painted for this, I will probably do the J Concepts S2, not the lightweight one, because I don't really care for the lightweight bodies because they're thinner and they break easier. Anyway, so I did performance, I did value. Comparing it to the, oh yeah, back to performance, sorry. Jumping and landing. Jumping, it jumps basically like any other buggy. Lots of mid-air control if you're running rubber tires like I am. Probably has more response side to side like this in the air. I'm not sure if that's because of the laydown transmission and everything's just lower to the ground, or if that's because of the front wing or the different rear wing or the different tires, or I don't know. Or it may just be the body. I have no idea. But it doesn't really respond to throttle in the air as much, but it does respond to brake quite a bit, so just be wary of that. Excuse me. If you're in the market for a two-wheel drive buggy, can't go wrong with this car. I've had no breakages with this car. Well, yeah, knock on wood. All these guys that are struggling with breaking shock towers left and right, I have no idea how you're doing that. So I applaud you, because you're breaking 4mm carbon fiber and either 3 or 3.5mm carbon fiber shock towers somehow. But landing, it's very, 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 very nice. Even if you like barely hit the downside of the jump, like if you over jump it a tiny bit and you land where the jump meets the flat carpet, you like maybe the front end may pop up a little bit like this, like it'll bottom out and then lift up, but not a big deal. My camera is about to die, so I need to wrap this up real quick. Best value on the market, in my opinion. I'll get all three back down here. Success on the B6 real quick. Since it's a new car, it's not had as much run time as say the B5M or the B4.2, but it's been very successful in the races that it's entered. Like the team associated race, the Reedy race, the example, this has already won a world championship before it was even released. I don't know why they let them run it, but they did for some reason. But anyway, this was a probably longer than short video of the comparison of these three buggies and my opinions of them. In my opinion, best value on the market, second best value of the team associated buggies, aside from the B6D, which is basically the same car as this, just a couple of different things. But this is probably like 4th, 5th, or 6th best value on the market as of now. But this pretty much wraps everything up. Hopefully I met all the criteria in my school project, and hopefully I provided some great information for you guys, so if you're in the market or you're just wanting someone else's opinion on a buggy like the B5M or the B6 or the B4.2, hopefully I gave you some good information. This is the end of the video. Thank you guys for watching to the end. I really appreciate it. Hit that thumbs up button down there, comment, subscribe, and tune in next time, I guess. I'll be posting my race in 17.5 from the Drumstick Dash, which was our last trophy race at PCRC, most recent, which was on November 5th, so I will post that after I'm done posting this, so I can get the link emailed to my teacher. real quick, I made a little body shelf back here on a 3D printer. Very useful. Highly recommended. If you don't have a 3D printer, then get the J-Concepts one. Or the spur gear guard thing. Anyway, I will see you guys next time. Thank you for watching.